Welcome to the Militia gaming community. I'm Trigger, and this is my summit guide for the Midnight Run Summit in the Crew 2. Let's go! My goal with these summit guides is to help you guys earn platinum rewards every single week, and to do that, I just go through each of the events on the upcoming summit. I search the fastest runs I can find, I look up every single shortcut and every single advantage that I can find, and then I provide it to you in a video like this. Before I start though, I do want to mention that I stream my full summit runs on Tuesday nights at 9 p.m. Pacific time right here on YouTube. If you want to come hang out with me and watch my full runs live, you're more than welcome to do so. Again, tonight, Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Pacific time right here on YouTube. Alright, let's get into it. Starting out with the historical District Dallas Speedtrap. This Speedtrap is definitely one of the easier ones to complete. The road is nice and wide, the run-up is really straight, and traffic is not overbearing. To really score high though, you will need two things: Nitrochemist parts with Pure as the affix stat, and a friend that can slipstream you all the way to the speed trap. Aside from that, I recommend the Corvette Stingray drag car and to switch to a sequential gearbox for your settings. My pro settings for this Stingray Corvette are like this. Next up is the Miami Beach Slalom. This slalom is very straightforward. I mean, there's hardly any turns to it at all. The key to this slalom though is to cut the pylons very tightly and know that you can crash through these structures. They are breakable. That will definitely help improve your time because you don't have to go super wide, you can crash right through them. It is very important to have a full set of score breaker parts with the skilled affix stat maxed out. My only off-road discipline that has those parts is Rally Raid, so I'll be using the Ford Focus Rally Raid vehicle, and my pro settings are like this. Next up is the New York Airport Slalom. For this, I'm going to be using the Pagani Zonda F. If you have that boosted set of scorebreaker parts for your Rally Raid vehicle, that would be a better choice since you are getting an extra 7% added to your points. Unfortunately, I don't have those parts, so I'm stuck using the Zonda and a regular set of scorebreaker parts with a skilled affix stat. That being said, it may take a few runs for you to memorize this slalom, so just keep going through it until you know how to hit every single gap perfectly. If you do end up using the Zonda, my pro settings look like this. Next up is the Jersey City Air Race using the Waco YMF 5D. I don't have a ton of advice here because I'm certainly not an expert in the air race department, but something obvious that I think has to be said is that when you pass through the gates, make sure you're getting that perfect on each gate. On this clip, you can see there are several gates that I don't get a perfect for, and for each one that I miss, it costs me 1 second in overall time. This will definitely cost you a bunch of points in the summit if you don't hit perfect on all of the gates. So make sure you're hitting all of those gates, and that's really just it for this one. Just do it as fast as you can. My Waco Pro settings are default. Next up is the Once Upon a Time in Brooklyn street race using the Type 57 Bugatti. I feel like the crew should definitely apologize to everyone for making us all use this POS car. It is such a cool looking car, but it handles like garbage, and there really isn't a way to fix it. The only thing you can do is try to make it a little bit better than it is stock. I played around with the pro settings, and this was the best I could come up with for this particular track. Now, this race doesn't have any shortcuts in it, so it will come down to your skill. I definitely recommend Nitrochemist with Pure and Extra Pump. This will be a terrible event, I'm warning you right now, but we have to do it, so let's just go ahead and move on. Next up is the Traffic Jam Stunt Event. Now for this one, you're going to need 3 friends, as the only way to get a high score will be to have them sit under a jump while you jump over them repeatedly. When recording this, I only had one person available, so I just recorded it with that, but this is the method and you need 2 extra people. In the summit, your score together doesn't stack with your friends, so you're gonna need to be the one who is jumping over the others. The place to do it is this very first jump in the event. Have your friends just fall off the front of that ramp so that they can park right underneath it on the other side. Then jump over them and reset your car immediately and repeat the process. At about the 2-minute and 30-second mark, you're going to want to send one of those people to the end of the event so that they can finish and you get credit for finishing the event. You can get about 40 to 50 jumps in before the timer is up, and about 20 to 25 of them will happen before you send that one guy to the finish. And because you earn 2,000 points per person that you jump over, you should earn around 200,000 points for the event in total, which will get you a ton of points in the summit. For this event, you have to use a classic street car, so you can filter all of your cars by going to street race and then filter again by period and then select classic. I'm going to be using my beloved Ferrari F40. All right, next up is the Yellowstone Rally Raid using an air race plane. My fastest plane happens to be the 330 SC, so I will be using that. For this crossover event, you will be forced to use a plane instead of that rally raid vehicle, which means I really can't show you any pathway. The clip you're seeing is actually from a couple of summits ago when we had to do this exact same type of thing. My guess is that you will likely need to practice this once the summit goes live. I'm sorry I don't have any real advice for this one, but if you want to see me do it live, like I said, you can come by my summit stream, which happens tonight at 9 p.m. Pacific time. All right, moving on. Next up is the Strange Case of 1950 street race using the Hup 1 Burning Wheels edition. This race is normally a forced vehicle race with the DeLorean, so I can't show you the exact race with that Hup 1 car, but I will say this, there aren't any shortcuts on this race. So here's my testing that I've done with the Hup 1 on these open roads in the same area of the map. The car actually performs pretty well on these roads for being an older car. I was expecting something that handles really terribly, but with the pro settings I'm about to show you, this car actually handles pretty decently for what it is. The trick though is to brake just before the turn, which causes the front of your car to dive a little bit and give you a little bit of extra traction on the front wheels. That allows the car to turn much sharper than if you just coast through the corner. If you enter a turn with too much speed by accident, you can tap the brake mid-turn to make the car turn a little bit sharper. Most of the time you won't lose any traction, but there's always a chance that that happens if you're going too fast. Alright, my pro settings look like this. And the last event is going to be a brand new Rallycross Stunt Event, which I believe is going to be the same event from earlier in this summit, but you're going to have to use a Rallycross car to complete it. That event is called Traffic Jam, and the process for earning a lot of points is going to be exactly the same. If it's a brand new track, the community will need to figure out how to game the system and get the most points. So again, if you want to try to figure it out with me live on stream, I'll be live tonight on YouTube at 9 p.m. Pacific. And that's really it for this one, guys. If you have any questions, don't forget to hit me up on Instagram, Twitter, or Discord. I have a link to all of those in the description down below. Thank you so much for watching. Shout out to all the Militia subs as always. I will catch you on the next one. Trigger out.